Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God. Blessed love to each and every one. We definitely do give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Kadamawe Haile Selassie first. Of course, you know, I would like to welcome you into the Tiger's Nest. This is the mystic vibration in all its doings and saying. But of course, within the Tiger's Nest, as I have been saying, we're going to take some time to kind of mind your business, you know, mind your own business. And business has to do with the busyness. You know, busy like the bees, industrial. Do you know that the symbol of the bee is the symbol of industry? So industrialism. So that's what we're doing. We're looking at the whole aspect of our economic growth, our economic position, our economic state. I'm talking about our money, finance. And for those who are scared about money, scared to talk about money, afraid to talk about money, I don't think this is the place for you at all, because that is what we are getting into. So for those who missed the first episode, you should go back and check it. We will be doing a series of programs highlighting our state economically, financially, and we're going to be talking about just flat money. And of course, as I said before, these terms could be seen in different lights depending on how you're using them. But when it comes to money, most of us, it's money we think about. We're not really thinking about the economy or even our economic status. We're thinking about money. You know what I mean? When you're thinking about how I'm going to pay the bills this week, you're thinking about money. When you're thinking about, you know, making 2 ends meet, you are thinking about money. You know, if you're thinking about what am I going to buy tomorrow to give the children something to eat and all of that, hey, trust me, you got to be thinking about paper and money and coins. And although we need to get beyond that realm, if that is where we are, well, we're going to work with it for those who are there, because most of us, that's exactly where we are. But you're not supposed to stay there. And you don't have to stay there. And if you are serious in mind, you will never be there forever. And this is the point, my brothers and sisters. We know, and when we say we, I'm talking of myself. When you're going to have a discussion as it relates to money, our finances, and the economic state of us as a people, we got to begin with the mind. Now, I did point at the brain, but the mind is bigger than the brain. But obviously, they utilize your brain, what they teach you and taught you, to influence your mind, your consciousness, your psychology, which is just a greater offshoot than as such. The brain, even your heart. This is why we made the example of the city of Detroit in our previous program and showed you that it is billions, tens of billions of dollars that the black people in Detroit spend every year. And we're speaking of a city that is considered to be bankrupt. At least a few years ago, it was declared a bankrupt city. And in this bankrupt city, not too many of them around, you know, but in this bankrupt city, the inhabitants of the city, the black people that inhabit the city, they were able to spend. This is just what they spend. I remember some of them saved too, you know, but they spend 19 to 20 billion dollars. And we also highlighted that reparation was paid from one university, Glasgow, to the University of the West Indies in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. And the reparation was, I think it was 200 million pounds, something of the sort. Now look how far 200 million pounds is from $20 billion. And when Glasgow gave the 200 million pounds to Jamaica or to the University of the West Indies, some of us were like, you know, up in arms and balloons and confetti and, you know, hip hip hooray, noisemakers. But we are failing to see that we have the power to begin the process of repairing our own nation. Detroit is not the largest area in the world where you have black people. If Detroit was to disappear, I mean, it wouldn't really nudge our status as far as how many of us are on the planet. But yet still, in this little spot that you may not be able to pick up on a map, they could spend tens of billions and they're bankrupt. So when we're crying for reparation now, it only shows me that this has a lot to do with our psychological state. Because if these are the same people you're going to give reparation to, that's already spending billions on top of billions, on top of billions, on top of billions every year, and they're bankrupt. Wow. So when you give this little millions of pounds to the others, and even maybe those that have been spending the billions collectively, what's going to really happen to this reparation? Not that I'm sticking on reparation as a topic. I'm sticking on finance and money as a topic. So we have always heard, you know, we need to pool our resources together. We need to come together and buy from each other. You know, we need to support each other businesses. Now, I've heard that. I always hear that. And I'm telling you, that's one of the easiest things to say. I hear people say that all the time, maybe when they want an applaud, when they want somebody to say, you go, brother, that's a good, yeah, people do that. But how many of us are actively putting forward our best foot to ensure, in one way or the other, we as a people begin to pool our resources together? Not just talk it, to make sure we as a people begin to buy from each other. And you may say, but you can't force people to do that. Never told anyone to force. But education, as they say, is the key. Knowledge of self is so important. And some people wonder why you address certain subjects, religious subjects, theological subjects that have to do with culture. Because within our religion, our culture, our theology, our schooling, our educational system, lies the foundation of our thinking, our mind, our philosophy, how we believe, how we look at the world. So obviously, the way we look at ourselves and the way that we look at our finances will have a lot to do with the way that we've been groomed. And there are those that have purposely groomed us in such a way for us to continue to say, oh, well, everything is okay. I don't need too much. I think I have, once I am comfortable, them is crazy, wicked people. I know, I don't mean to insult anyone. I'm honest here. I'm speaking from my heart. I do not want to insult no one, and I don't want to offend no one. I know people would say, oh, don't care who you, just say what you have to say. I'm going to say what I have to say, but I'm just being honest, because most of us think like that. And hearing me say that may be like, what's wrong with him? And if I was to tell a man, whatever you have, you need to times that by 100, you would say, oh, he's too greedy. State of mind. It's not that I'm too greedy. You're too selfish. That's why I have to use terms like wicked. You may not be aware of how wicked you are. And again, this is not something that is taught. And those of us who wake up, and those of us who are conscious, and those of us who become teachers and all sorts of things, we prefer to speak about the color of Jesus. And we prefer to speak about who's African and who's not African. And we prefer to speak about so many different things, which, you know, from time to time, they are relevant. Because again, the way that we look at religion has a lot to do with the way that we think. It is just a fact. So that leg of it, you know for sure in the tiger's nest, the shock of the hour, the mystic vibration, I know for sure we have that down pat. Anybody that comes and sits in the nest and still leaves out of it psychologically, you know, mixed up, it's just that you want to be psychologically mixed up. Because I mean, not to say that we talk about everything that is there to talk about, because we have more to talk about, but what we have spoken about has been well spoken. Let's put it that way, and it's straight to the point. So this is why now we're going to dedicate some time to talk about money. And that's what we're talking about this evening. We are talking about finance. Time to mind your business. Time to make more money. Time to step up the game. It is necessary. We ain't pooling no resources together until we have resources ourselves. How you going to pool resources and you ain't got your resources? Your resources is going into bills. Your resources is going into a little canoe. Your resources is going into what? Food. Your resources is going into rent. Psychologically, we got to get this thing straight. So yeah, pool our resources together is all good. So this is why I'm saying we are beginning this program. We've already begun it. Mind your business. Yeah. Test the money. We're in the tiger's nest, but we got to deal with busyness and how to step up our economical game. How to double whatever income you're working with. How to create a proper income. And you may say, what, Reese, you're an economist too? No, I ain't got no degree in no economy. No, I don't. But I think I have an understanding of what's going on around me. And the reality is we all got to step up. So I'm not coming to you straight up. I'm not coming to you as if I am the the professional within the area, and I am the individual with all the know. No, I'm not. But I think I know enough to know that we have to step up our game. And it begins with the mind, it begins within us. It begins with the thought patterns, how we see ourselves and view ourselves. That's why Rastafari preach royalty. You are royalty. You're the gods of the earth. You know, this is what Rastafari preach. And you're the son of the Most High. My father my father has all the wealth and riches and gold and all of this and all of that. So why aren't you the same if you're royalty? You know, we like to wear royal threads and royal surroundings and this and that. So we got to carry the royalty to all the people, four winds universal. We want to run a government and we want to be leaders of people. And we this and that. Governments is infrastructure, ministries, health ministry, educational ministry, ministries, food, clothing, shelter, not for yourself, for everybody in your government, ministries. All of this is money, finance. So it got to be within you, and that's not even on a personal level. On a personal level, I don't know how you could think so biscuity. And you have children, even if you didn't have children, you have yourself. So you can't be thinking like, well, I'm going to set away so they can do better than me. That's good. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Everything is supposed to always get better. But you can do better for yourself too, one time, wherever you want them to go. You can go there and then send them further on, but we think so small. And that is why these first few programs will be dealing directly with our psychological state. That's really what it is. And then afterwards, we're going to start to break down some history too, because history is important. You cannot be talking about the financial state of anyone without going without going into the transatlantic slave trade. You have to have a good understanding of that. You cannot be talking about no economic state of anyone. And don't go into the history of even the International Bank, the World Bank. You got to bring in some Rothschilds into the conversation. You have to have a good understanding of what is going on in the central part of Africa, in the Congo, where the minerals and the wealth is being robbed out of the heart of Africa. You have to look at all the chocolate bars around the world and these different water companies. You got to look at the economy on different levels. Then you have to look at yourself. And this is why now in this program, we are promoting businesses and we are inviting everyone. If you have a business, all you have to do is to contact me, send me an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, and we will highlight your business for you, whatever it is. If you sell tires, if you wash cars, if you may be whatever, you may be a musician, I don't know. If you make shoes, sandals, lemonade, you have a taxi company, you're an artist, what do? Contact us. Now for sure, that doesn't mean we're gonna just take any business, but obviously you could see that is consciousness we're dealing with. But I don't want you to be afraid. I don't want you to say, boy, I wanted the Ras deal with this. I wanted the Ras deal with that. Still let me see what you're dealing with. And, you know, depending on what it is, for sure, we will show the public. But I mean, I hardly believe that anyone is going to, you know, suggest anything off the mark. We ain't pushing no alcohol. We ain't pushing no go-go dance. And at the same time, if you have an event, you can promote the event too. I ain't pushing no barbecue, you understand, for sure. But the point is, at the same time, you can, and when I say barbecue, you know what I'm talking about. At the same time, I still want you to be fearless in approaching us, and we will advertise your business. So if you're a tailor, if you're a seamstress, if you rent cars, if you have a trucking company, if you have a shipping company, you know, if you're a painter, you do window washing, wherever you are, don't worry, somebody where you are is watching us. And promote your business, advertise your business, because one of the main things in business is getting known. I think everyone realizes that. People have to know who you are. It's nice you have something to sell. It's nice you have a service, but if nobody knows about it, no one heard about it, who is you? What's his name? Joe who? Never heard of him. No, that ain't good enough, so you got to do your best to get your word out. So we may only have 12,000 subscribers or whatever it is right now. Okay, but there, yes, I understand, and there are almost 8 billion, 9 billion people on the planet. Fair enough, but that little 12,000 subscribers, and how many may really even see it? Even if it went up to 1 million, it's still a drop almost in the bucket of the people in the world, but the drop is good enough, man. The drop is good enough to get your word out. Whatever platform you can get, let the world know what you have. And we are opening up the platform. We're not just talking this come together stuff. We are opening up the platform for all those who want to, you know, advertise with us. And definitely this, when I say advertise, don't get me wrong. When I say advertise, we are specifically speaking of promoting your business right here. Nothing that you have to pay for. Let me be clear there. So this is not a case where you are paid to advertise with us. This is a case where we are using our own platform and opening it up, pardon me, to the nation and the international community. All our brothers and sisters, wherever you may be, just send me an email, send me your items. If you have a website, much better, and then we can just, you know, direct people to your website. You know, as you can see, this is the Tiger's Nest. This was a wonderful logo prepared for the nest by Brother Daniels, the Honorable Prophet Daniels himself. Prophet Daniel presented us with this wonderful logo, the Tiger's Nest, with the Honorable Priest Isaac. We're thankful for such works. And the Honorable Prophet is the CEO and founder of what is known as the R7 Designs, you know, making nice designs, graphic designs for individuals, whatever you may have. So if you have a company, whatever, and you see, there we go. So all of a sudden now you already see someone that you can contact to literally produce your logo for you. This is the logo itself for R7 Designs, R7 Design. You have now, you can contact Brother Daniel, Daniel, and say, hey, listen, my brother, I saw your contact there on the Tiger's Nest, and I noticed that you did some good works. I would like to, you know, even get some work done for my own business. I have a shipping business, or I have a trucking business, or I do this or I do that. And Brother Daniel, Daniel himself will fix you up. Trust me, as you can see the good works that he is doing there. And look at this as well. Well, this is not his company, but this is a company, pardon me, this is not his company, but this is a company by the name of Pride Builders. And Pride Builders is actually a building company, obviously. And let me just see here, Pride Builders, yes, okay, let me just move some of this out of the way here so we can see exactly what is going on with Pride Builders. And Pride Builders is 134 American Highway, Fletcher, New York. 28732. And Pride Builders have their contact right there. So now, although Pride Builders didn't contact me, but Pride Builders is still getting a plug. You see what I'm saying? Dream Home Reality. But this was produced by R7 Designs. That's the point. R7 Designs produced all of this. As you can see, a little brochure, a little flyer. Like us on Facebook and follow us on whatever this thing is here. And this is Pride Builders. And all of this was done directly by our good brother, Prophet Daniel, as I said, of R7 Design. So again, if you personally, if you have a project or if you have business that you have started or you are starting, for you, and you could ask him to assist you in producing a logo, a flyer, or whatever it is for your business. Also, let me just highlight this one. Let me get this one here for you. A lot of good works the good brother is doing, and it is something that we want to hold a moment there before we go thus far. There you see another of the brother's good works. This, of course, as you can see, the Trinity, Prophet, Priest, and King. All of this done by R7 Design. Wonderful, very colorful, very nice. R7 Design, brother Prophet Daniel. So this is what it's all about, my brothers and sisters. We need to pool our resources together, don't we? Well, this is how I can assist in pooling our resources together. I mean, I can do more than this, and I do more than this. But I'm just highlighting to you, instead of us just talking and fighting, let us really pool our resources together. You know, so I am setting up, I've already set it up, a platform. The platform is there. So if you have a business, whether it's a small business or a big business, all you have to do is contact me. There's no strings attached, nothing. This ain't no gimmick show. We don't want no money for this. We don't want nobody to make us no donation and feel, well, he's doing something for us, I at least got to pay him back. No, we're not looking for none of that. All we want is for you to contact us so we can speak of your business, so at least somebody else could see it and you could get a sale, or your services could be acquired, and or whatever it is you want, so you could continue to step forward on your business. Because obviously, when we continue to grow together, I'm sure we will flow together. Then we can talk about pooling resources together. Because some of us that may have the resources, we're not really conscious in our minds. And those of us who are conscious, who are fighting for the resources, trying to pay the bills and ends meet and all of these terms that I do not like to hear. We need to step up the game and, of course, continue this flow here. So as I said, R7 Designs, definitely contact the good brother and get some more information on exactly what can be done to assist even in your business. Now, what I want to do tonight, you know, that's like the introduction, although we don't intend to stay that long. What I intend to do tonight, I want to actually read something here that was sent to me. This was actually sent by good brother, brother Corey Harris. Many of you will know him, musician Corey Harris. Give thanks for such, mighty prophet. And I think this is something that he himself was forwarding on. And this has that to do directly with Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Let me just pull it up here. And it says here, remember we're speaking of business. Huh? Marcus Garvey built factories where he made black dolls for black children to play with. Well, these are kids, but you don't know. We're not dealing with no goats here. I despise hearing black people talk about children as kids. Some of us, even those of us that are conscious, we're still talking about my kids and kids. He built hotels. He built a chain of grocery stores. Marcus Garvey. His organization had their own trucking company. He built schools. He built restaurants. His organization had their own printing press. He started 3 newspapers. His main newspaper was called the Negro World, and that newspaper was published in Spanish and French. His organization bought 5 ships, and they started practicing international trade and commerce. Marcus Garvey's organization owned office buildings. They also bought an auditorium in New York, and that's where he mainly spoke. And this place was called Liberty Hall. By 1922, Marcus Garvey's organization had 6 million members. They had branches in 40 countries. Marcus Garvey also started his own political party. He named it the People's Political Party. Marcus Garvey did all of that without help from the government, and he did it with an 8th grade education, according to that, which, I mean, I don't want to break that down right now. I mean, what is an 8th grade education? Listen to Garvey's speech. That sounds like any 8th grade anything to you. But no, I get the point you're trying to make. According to the history and maybe where you think, I get the point you're trying to make. All right, now there's more to this that is a bit, but I just wanted to highlight even that information there, you know. Not breaking down. You see the 8th grade thing, I don't want to go into it to the depths, you know, because if I start, I'm going to stick on that, and this program is not about, but since it's the Mighty Prophet, you know, I'm actually scanning around me to see if that book is close by. I have a book of Marcus Messiah Garvey's speeches, and within the book, it clearly showed that Messiah Garvey even went on to England for higher education, you know, for sure. But as I said, if I start to go into the depths of it, and maybe it is just the will of the Most High that that book is not close by, because I know I will open it and then I'll stay on that topic for at least 20 minutes. I really don't want to do that, you know. But the point is made, even if he had 10 degrees, brother, for you to accomplish all of this in the belly of the beast at that time is miraculous, and that's the miraculous man. Now there's a continuation of this saying, how is the Rastafari movement becoming a CIA-controlled movement? Now this itself has a lot of details to go into, but I just want to highlight a few things. Ujamaa, listen to this. The 4th principle of Kwanzaa. Hey, we're going to take a little intermission and return. Don't go nowhere.
Daily. Smell it. So this is a guava tree. Right, so that's a moringa tree. Right here. So it's important that when you prepare your food, you prepare it in color. The color actually allows you to have a creative experience.
On the northeastern corner of the Caribbean island chain sits the gem of the West Indies, Santa Maria de la Antigua. Antigua, renowned for its sun, sea and sand. It has also become famously known as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, situated between the villages of Jennings, Ebenezer and Bendel's Stamps, Greencastle Hill. 596 feet of volcanic rocks and lemongrass. These volcanic rocks, which are too numerous to tally, naturally protrude out of the hill and are arranged to correspond to the astronomical clock, the solstices, the equinoxes, and the movements of the stars. This has been confirmed by Dr. Maura Imbert, an astroarchaeologist who conducted a study of several keystones on Greencastle Hill. I have visited Stonehenge in England and have seen for myself the methods utilized by the government and people of that nation to incorporate Stonehenge as a part of its economical development through tourism. Infrastructure has been built around the monument, parking lot, museum, and even a restaurant. And of course, thousands flock to the site during the solstices and equinoxes, and millions visit each year. If preserved, developed, and marketed properly, Greencastle Hill, the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, could attract millions as well, in numbers of persons as well as in dollars and pounds. It will provide employment as well as career opportunities for Antiguans, and it would add to the value and appreciation of Antigua internationally. Greencastle Hill has been used for decades as a site for the creation of aggregates and building materials. As it is already a national park, we as a nation should seriously consider Greencastle Hill and preserve it and utilize it, for it is our national treasure and a sacred hill. The nations and nature will applaud us for such actions. I thank you.
Definitely give thanks once again. You're still in the tiger's nest, and this is mind your own business, huh? What? Yeah, mind your business. We got to check our business. We got to check our economical growth. We got to check our money, you know? So for the moment, we're checking our state of mind. And this is a series of programs that we will be doing on the tiger's nest, you know? One of the main aspects of this program is to highlight your business. So what is your business? What do? You make beaded jewelry. You know, you may say, boy, the priest, no, wear too much chain. And so, not that I don't wear too much chain. I don't wear chain at all, you know. But if you make jewelry, you can contact me. Don't be afraid, man. You know what I mean? This ain't the Dread Club. Yeah. All I'm saying, my brothers and sisters, this is time for us to step up. You do smoothies, you deliver green juices. What is it that you do? This is the time for us to step up the game. And I'm opening the platform right here in the Tiger's Nest for anybody. This is not for an advertising fee. You do not have to pay. All you have to do is to contact us. Send us your information. If you do not have a website or some level of proper contact that people can go and see something on Facebook or wherever available, all you have to do is give us a proper write-up, and definitely we will mention you to the people. As you could see, the Honorable Priest Kailash Leonce, is definitely having a wonderful retreat in June, you know, and how mystic it is in the Kailash Mountains. Interesting. That's in St. Lucia, in an area known as MAC, Rejuvenation Center, the Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center. You saw for yourself, you know, individuals who have partook in the rejuvenation experience at Mount Kailash right there in St. Lucia. Wow, how interesting. And simultaneously, you know, we will be having our experience at the same time from the 18th to the 24th of June, right here in Antigua. Well, officially from the 19th to the 24th, but we encourage everyone to try to get here by the 18th. And of course, the summer summer solstice experience. Many of you, well, most of you have not come, but most of you have been hearing about the experience, the equinox experience, the solstice experience. So we do a summer solstice, a winter solstice, spring and a fall equinox. And we have a double hike to Greencastle Hill. We have a hike the morning of the 21st and a hike the afternoon of the 23rd. Keeping in mind that Greencastle Hill now, this ain't no regular hill, you know. This is not just no hike up a hill. We're going amongst the megaliths, the countless of megaliths that align with the movements of the heavens, that align with the movements of the stars. You know, so this year Stonehenge may be just a little overcrowded for you, I'm sure. You understand? Maybe this year, where else people go to enjoy the summer solstice? Maybe this year the Pyramid of the Sun and the Moon and Machu Picchu and wherever else. I mean, the amount of tourists, pardon me, that will be there. Yeah, the amount of tourists that will be there, I'm sure you're going to have to maybe get a back seat. The point I'm making is, come to Antigua and full joy the megaliths, full joy the volcanic rocks that align with the movements of the heavens, and feel the frequency of the hill, an experience that I'm sure you'll never forget. I'm not asking you. I mean, obviously, the little that you see and the documentaries that we have on the internet, I'm sure you could come to a conclusion that, hey, this looks like something seriously exciting. You know, and of course, it doesn't really stop with Greencastle Hill. You'll be with us for 5 days, at least. This time around, you'll be with us for 5 days. And of course, you know, we'll be having our island hike, our island tour. We'll be definitely showing you all the culture and heritage of the land. You'll be meeting and greeting the people. We'll be having a banquet and a lecture just for you, you know, where you will come and sit and our historians and griots will come and address you at the same time for sure. The beach will be there at your disposal. You'll be visiting the Rastafari camps. I mean, come on. And we're doing all of this in 5 days. And remember, yours truly, you know, basically your head chef. We will be providing you the best in vegan ITIL cuisine. And listen, not that I'm trying to impress no one. If I didn't think that my preparation and presentation was up to the standard to you know, prepare for my international guests and visitors, I wouldn't do it. I would have hired somebody else to do it. But because I know what I can do and I don't think another one can really do it how I can do it, it would be my pleasure to feed you. I'm talking about breakfast and lunch as well, and dinner as well could be optional. It's all up to you. And this is all in our package. So what you do, you contact us. That is priestisaac27@gmail.com. Just contact us and we will definitely send you the roster, the itinerary, pardon me. We'll be sending you, you know, the price, everything, so you know exactly what you have to pay, accommodations, transportation, as I said, food, the different events that we will be having. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Everything is packaged to make sure that we could accommodate you in the best of comfort and to make sure that it is as inexpensive as possible once everything is covered. Because one of our main things is that you come for yourself and see this national treasure that we have in the Caribbean, unlike any other place in the Caribbean. And one of the main things is that it's still being destroyed. And I would like the people to come and witness for themselves this Stonehenge in the Caribbean. I mean, the real best kept secret anywhere around. So it's going on in the Caribbean for June, my brothers and sisters. If it's not Greencastle Hill, it is Mount Kailash. Imagine that. It is Mount Kailash in St. Lucia. Pure mountain vibes. This is like history and prophecy. Yeah, so definitely Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, that's in St. Lucia. You know, so you gotta make up your mind which one, I mean, St. Lucia or Antigua. You know, I mean, any which way you put it, man, you're in the Caribbean. Any which way you put it, you in the sun, the sea, and the sand. In St. Lucia, I'm telling you straight, you get in the waterfalls. In St. Lucia, you get in the mud baths. You ain't getting no waterfall really in Antigua. You ain't getting no hot spring bath in Antigua, you know. But in St. Lucia, you get in the megaliths. That align with the movements of the heavens, but you don't know it's all good, all love. My brothers and sisters, this is what it's all about. So you having a retreat, it doesn't matter if it's the same time. I mean, it's how big is the planet Earth? It doesn't matter. Just give us the date, the time. You're doing a yoga retreat, a meditation retreat, a Zen retreat, a Tai Chi retreat, Kung Fu retreat. Are you a sensei? Whatever business you have, mind your business and contact us and we'll mind your business for you. Yeah, but anyway, give thanks. So you know definitely how to contact the Great Physician International for sure. priestkailash.com, priestkailash.com. And even before we go there, since we're on that right now, let me just highlight something here for you. Since I'm on priestkailash.com, I'm going to go forward to what I was reading there a moment ago. But since we're there, we're just going to continue with the flow. I just want to highlight, this is the website that you could go get all the information you want. This is the Great Physician International website, priestkailash.com. And you have it right here, you see it here, Mount Kailash Retreat. That's a section all by itself that you could go into, Mount Kailash Retreat. The pharmacy, Liberty Restaurant, about us, all contact information right here on the website, and you could even book for the rejuvenation celebration that will be taking place next month, really, in St. Lucia. And of course, let me just highlight for today the female package. This is the female package. You have 6 bottles of medicines. In fact, let me read what it says here. The package also comprises of the free up detox, which builds the immune system, detoxifies the blood and cleanses the organs, equipping the body to sufficiently defend itself against any attacks. The garlic syrup regulates the consistency of the blood with its rich garlic weed, guinea henweed, and sea moss content. The pure gold helps to clear mucus from the system and aids the elimination of pure circulation and respiratory tract infection. The body's need for an iron tonic, an energy boost, and any further strengthening of the immune system is met by the pure green. So you have the pure green, the womb cleanser. Well, that speaks for itself. The womb cleanser cleanses the womb. You know, the free up laxative, which is well, according to the honorable priest, this is his word, the best laxative in the world. And if you don't agree, they will how is it? You get a full refund. It is. I hope I'm not quoting it wrong, my lord. But whatever the case, you can straighten it up with them when they get to you. I agree, it's the best laxative. The consequences of you not believing that, I can't tell you exactly what it is that you're supposed to get. But I don't think there's anyone that ever came back saying they want no refund or whatever it is that they had to offer. Because even if you think, yeah, get a refund, I'm going to just drink that and just telling me don't work and get back my money. But when you done drink that, I mean, you could be a sinner. Even Satan himself have to say, nah, man, I can't diss the man. You see how this thing clean me out? You know how much pounds a week I lose here? Yes, so definitely contact the Honorable Priest, Kailash Leons, and, you know, equip yourself with what is known as the female package. Now, let me return to this. I want to read this off before I am completed here, you know, this evening. So we were reading a note here that came out dealing with the accomplishments of Marcus Messiah Garvey. Remember, we're speaking business. Marcus Garvey building factories and black dolls. He built hotels, restaurants, he built schools, trucking company, grocery stores. We really in a real, you know, printing presses, newspapers that were translated in French, Spanish. He had office businesses, international trade and commerce, which is ships, you know, Liberty Hall, millions of followers, branches in 40 countries, own political party, you know. Now, what I was reading here, continue. Ujamaa is one of the most powerful principles of Kwanzaa. It focuses on cooperative economics, pooling resources together to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together, so that African communities would not have to remain constantly dependent on external benefactors and be therefore vulnerable to CIA control. Integrity became a less valued principle, and the desire for quick external funding, artificial progress prompted reaching out of the hands for bribes. Reaching out of the hands for bribes, right? That's what he's trying to say there. Anyway, what that is mainly saying, as I said, this is a more extended piece that goes into how the Rastafari movement became controlled by the CIA movement. So for me to go into the depths of that, which I intend to do, this whole writing here, that may be another program for another time for sure. So I just wanted to take out the highlights of Marcus Mosiah Garvey and what he fulfilled, and that piece with the Ujamaa about collective cooperation, pooling our resources together, and collective investments and these different things. This is what Marcus Garvey did. With his leadership ability, he pooled our resources together. But Marcus Mosiah Garvey woke us up. And Marcus Mosiah Garvey woke us up. We were snoring. And he came and said, hey, what's going on? And we woke up. And he showed us, you know who you are? You're an African. Chicken bone, wishbone, backbone. Yeah, man. This man woke me up, man. Yeah, man. What he said, he want 10 cents. What, you could buy shares in this? Yeah, man, let me get my 10 cents. Because Marcus Mosiah Garvey woke us up. As a sleeping people, we would have never pooled our resources together in them hard, as we call it in Antigua. I don't know why we use this phrase, but it's already on my tongue, so I'll spit it out. In them hard guava crop time, that's a phrase we use. When things hard, we like to say, boy, in them hard guava crop time. I guess it has its history somewhere, you know, but nothing wrong with guava crop. Guava is a good stuff, but I don't know, that's how we speak. And we like to say, boy, things brown. You ever hear that one? Things brown. There's a next phrase they use. Boy, flour more than water. No, water more than flour. Some kind of thing there, but it's just phrases that we use to show things are not as perky as we would like them to be. And we understand the state of the black man and the black woman all over the world in the time of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And for you to have millions of people giving you money, and Marcus Garvey, as we all know, although it's a shame the way we deal with him, is a prime example of a real man. Honesty. We all know they deported Mosiah Garvey after imprisoning him for mail fraud. Mail fraud. I wonder if you understand how simple and serious that is. They didn't necessarily say he robbed anybody, you know. It is only the ignorant of us kind of, well, I remember Marcus Garvey thief people. Where you get that from? Somebody should hang you up alive. We all know Marcus Mosiah Garvey was innocent of even the mail fraud foolishness. We all know Marcus Garvey never robbed no one. So I'm just showing you that is an example. The Bible speaks of when the prince is wealthy or something, the people rejoice. That's in a psalm. Or when the prince has riches, meaning that when the finance is in the hand of the right person will make sure this, whatever finance he or she has, will benefit the whole. And it will not stop at his children and his mother and father. He will go and she would go, the prince or princess, whatever term you want to use, would go and make sure that their people in general benefit from their wealth and prosperity. You don't got to be the prime minister, but the fact that you love liberation, you would make sure that whatever you have goes towards the liberation of your people. And if you don't have enough, you would make sure that you get enough to feed your people. Enough of us, we have money, you know, in the bank. We don't reach to that stage yet in discussion. But how much, what's the percentage? I mean, what you getting off of that? You have 10 grand in the bank. What's the interest? Some 1 point something percent, some little seed. You get an extra $100, let's just say. No, that's some little thing you get at the end of the year or the end of a couple of years to add on to that. Where if you invest half of that wisely, I don't say to just throw it away and, you know what I mean, no stocks and bonds business. You know. Investment don't necessarily mean you have to go and put it in some big company that you've been hearing about from since you're small. You know. The point of investment is putting it into something that you are sure will not fail. These things exist. And I'm sure you'd make more than $100 under $10,000 at the end of the year. But we've been trained. We never get taught about nothing about money in schooling. Except to bring some quarters and a little dollar and put it in a piggy bank that you made from a plastic bottle. That's what they taught us. So that you grow up with this vibration that you gotta take your hard-earned money and put it in a bank and go home and sleep and it's all right downtown. Downtown. Man, they're taking them little $10,000, pooling that together and go build another bank. When we could have done that for ourselves. But we don't want to give each other our money. Tal. Who? Wait. And in case you don't know, because this is a very unique phrase, tal really is like a dialect such for not at all. You don't hear that nowhere else, not even in Jamaica. So it's very unique to Antigua. So when you hear someone say, tal, it's like a very passionate no. You understand it? Yeah, not at all. So when I go give me, invest money in Marcus Garvey, then I'll put my money in the bank. Whose bank? The Royal Bank of Canada, Nova Scotia, the Metropolitan Bank. Imagine that. And you can't give Marcus Garvey, an honest man. You understand? That's why Garvey does bonfire at the time. You know, but the point is, in Marcus Garvey's time, you know, his power was so strong that he could pull us together to do that. And although it was just a fraction of us that did it, a small amount that did it, you know, it's still a bit different today. But from Marcus Garvey time to now, you know, a lot of swindlers have come up. So that has helped to break the spirit too. A lot of robbers have stepped up on the stage, in the spotlight, from preachers to teachers, and all sorts of different characters, taking advantage of the precedent that Marcus Garvey set, because that's really what we're supposed to do, you know. We're supposed to come together, pool our resources together, put our money in one spot or different spots and make it work. And it will benefit all of us at the end of the day. But now we have to think about who's scamming who. We have to think about who lying to who. We have to think about who we can send the money to and then we never hear about them again. Can you imagine that? This is what it come to. And that never existed with Marcus Messiah Garvey. So this is why, again, before we really go into the depths of our finance and our money, we have to talk about our state of mind, our psychological state of mind, our state of heart, our honesty, our loyalty to this. How many of us are really loyal to this struggle of liberation? A lot of us, you see, that's why I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that we in slavery. You can say whatever you want. God knows something, well, maybe you in slavery, but me in this. And I'm not going to give you no list of things to prove that we are in slavery. Earlier, I heard some brothers discussing about vaccines. The Minister of Health right here in Antigua yesterday said that everybody has to be vaccinated for measles. Not every child, you know. Everybody. You see where we gone? Everyone. What is this at all? But he the easy. And I heard some brothers tonight having a little debate. Brothers are supposed to be intellectual and conscious, and them man defending vaccine. I don't care how much letters they can call and scientific words they can use. To me, you're just as dumb as anyone else if you can't see. Sorry if I offend you, you know. This ain't no time for nobody defending no vaccine. Can't you see it's a war? It's obvious, man. In the last 4 weeks, it's obvious that somebody said, hey, let's start a vaccine war. So even if somewhere in your heart you believe that, hey, you know, vaccines, maybe if they take out the mercury, well, these brothers, they will say mercury was okay. Some conscious brothers, you know, I just don't want to call it name. People that we have as, you know, top scholars. When I hear them brothers here bigging up vaccines, I say, nah, man. They just as ignorant as the other fella. You crazy? You mad? Even if somewhere in this weird concept you have, you may believe that, hey, you know what I mean, vaccine could be all right if it's done this way, that way. And that's not even what they were saying. But even if you thought that, as a conscious person, you're supposed to be able to pick up that in the last 4 weeks, with the breakout in, not the breakout, but the vaccine that they've been preparing for, I think, 30 years. 30 years they've been making a vaccine for malaria. And just 2-3 weeks ago, they brought it out in Malawi, going to Ghana and going to Kenya, just a couple weeks ago. The same time, the US talking about the Jewish people are spreading measles, 2 different diseases, you know, but the vaccine talk. Then you have Scientology have a boat down St. Lucia, measles again. The boat supposed to leave St. Lucia, come to Antigua, more measles. Now the Minister of Health saying everybody, no boat come nowhere yet, you know, but he's still saying everybody must get vaccinated. Yeah? Them wicked vibration there. I'm telling you. So this is why you have to question what's the agenda of some of us. When I see conscious people bigging up that, and all of this has to do with our unity. But anyway, we're talking of finance. And if we were in a position as a people, this sort of discussion wouldn't even trouble us. Trust me. You see, you gotta understand, you know, and that is why we have to also go into not just the history of money, but the state of the international economy. Do you know they have some killers watching you, you know? That when you reach a certain spot in growth, they say, okay, Let's watch this nigga more. Yeah, keep an eye on him. Do you know Oprah Winfrey? She went to South Africa. In South Africa she went. She went somewhere and went to buy some sort of bag. And the woman in the store tell her, hey, now we don't sell you a kind of people. Now. She have the money for the bag. You know? Oprah Winfrey. The things on the planet that no matter how much money you have as a black man or a woman, you just cannot afford. That alone is to tell you something. So it's not just like a free climb. That's why some of us, we're afraid to climb, but we got to climb. I don't want to be giving all the secrets here, but this is more than cash and paper, you know. Paper ain't got no value. Paper doesn't have value. You have to learn to make the paper work for you and turn that into real wealth, real riches. Gold and diamonds, that is worth something. And again, if you're thinking like, boy, that's thinking too big, well, you're thinking too selfish. That's a wicked mentality. So you just want to be able to buy dog food for your dog. All you want to do is feed your dog them big $60 bag of food. Easy currency you're talking. Imagine that. Doesn't hurt me, son. See people buying dog food for dog. Don't trouble me. I don't care about you and what you think about dog. I am being me here. Nothing hate me, touch me, affect me more than I see people taking money, $100 pulling out, buying dog food for dog. And their brother and sister need help. Man, look, don't be playing with me. The dog ain't God in no house. I know who I talking about. Thief walk off dog and dog sleeping. So if you want to buy dog food for your dog, now no canning on that man when they go for them seed there. Buy it for the dog. Yeah. But the mentality is, or the mentality you should have, is before you feed the dog, is to feed your brother. Now tell me about no man's best friend. I don't try to bring up no conversation with the emperor too. I know some of us, we just off where is the dog or the cat there? And to be honest, if you want to feed the dog, well, you need to make more money and make sure you feed your brothers first. I ain't feeding no dog. I do not care. Before I can see my brothers being fed. So who vex over dog, that's your business. I see life different. So it's about raising the standards. So we got to raise our own standards. Listen to what Marcus Garvey accomplished. It's the standard of the man. It's praise Marcus Garvey, get praised as a God today, you know, because of his standard. So he had standards, meaning that he disciplined himself. So we got to discipline ourselves too. So we got to work on self. Discipline is necessary. Controlling urges, necessary. And then understanding that this is more than saving and saving. Saving what? Using what we have. Listen, I don't know how they taught us to save before they taught us to earn, man, but that's one of the biggest tricks. You gotta save your money. Save what? As if, even if you make $1, you gotta save 50 cents. Which part? Make $1. Let's make millions of dollars. And then we can talk about saving. But you're making let's talk a little figures here. You have 20 grand, whatever currency. What is there to save? You mean to tell me you have $20,000 and you cannot take 500 of that $1,000, $20,000. Take 7 days off and sit in tranquility, even with a business partner. You have 20,000. You cannot take 500 of that and seclude yourself for 7 days with like-minded people. Even take 1,000 of that and separate yourself. Seclude yourself, whether it's in a hotel or in somewhere. The retreat in St. Lucia, somewhere. And you mean to tell me you cannot take 7 days or even 14 days and formulate a plan to use half of that and make $100,000? You're going to put that in the bank? So at the end of the year, you go back and here you have an extra $175 on it. We've been taught to think like that. And I'm saying, I don't have to be an economist. We need to get out of that. And individually, we need to raise our standards. We have to see ourselves as royalty. We have to begin to love ourselves. You need to affirm to yourself who you are. Can't be always saying, boy, things hard. Fire burn, things were hard. That's why when people say, oh, boy, everything is wonderful, everything is blessed. You have to see yourself as wealthy. I don't mean no imaginary make-believe, you know. You have to see yourself as wealthy and prosperous. Yeah. You have to see yourself paying your bills with a joy. Yeah, man, happy to get that out the way. Go and tell the phone company, hey, I'm paying you for a year. When that run out, call me. What, you don't want to live like that? What's the problem? You don't want to get on a jet and go where you want to go? What about your old jet? Oh, no, you're always with that old jet business. Sad. Anyway, let's do some business here since, sad, man. We have a lot of more programs to do. Remember, my brothers and sisters, this is minding your own business, eh? And of course, to everyone, if you have any products, any services, you have a business that you want the world to see, you want people to hear about, you want people to contact you and say, hey, my brothers, hey, my sisters, I like the jewelry that you had displayed on Priest Isaac's program there. I watch them all the time. I like the shoes, like in front of you, you see the array of shoes that is produced right here in Antigua. Top ranking leather craft, you know, and although top ranking himself being a professional, this is years, not even years, decades of work in the making. I did a wonderful interview with Brother Top Ranking just the other day. That was for a program that I do. I have a television program on VEM TV. And I did a wonderful interview with the brother. And he was giving us a good idea of how far, you know, he has come in the preparation of the leather craft. You know, he was showing us that, hey, listen, man, as a child, he used to make boots from what you call this stuff, from cardboard, man. 4 or 5 years old, he making boots out of cardboard, and his friends would line up to buy it 10 cents or 25 cents, whatever the case is. And he said only when it rains, they would mash up. Well, you have some boots now that when it's raining, snowing, whatever the case is, they're definitely going to last you a long time. This one, labeled T3, you see this is a military boot. Military boots. For hiking, definitely waterproof. Of course, you have your construction looking boots here as well. People may think that's Timberlands, that's made right here in Antigua. Top ranking enterprise. Of course, you have your red, gold, and green shoes as well. I'm not really a fan of putting them colors on my foot, but still red, gold, and green shoes. You know, definitely a bestseller around here. I'm telling you, everybody likes them because they know people have Rasta colors. Ladies, you could see you have, what ladies I talking about? You have the female shoes here for the woman. You have business shoes. You have shoes for the nurses. Also, let me be clear here that the Top Ranking actually provides wholesale and retail. So those here in Antigua, obviously, they come into the Top Ranking store and they buy their shoes, you know, the best price around and the best quality around. These Migo Syrians and the Asians just be bringing in some cheap shoes from Japan. By the time you walk outside the sole, you leave the sole inside of the shoe place. And when you go back, they ain't giving you no refund, sir. Yeah. But here we have a son of the soil preparing not just an idea he had and he put all his money into it like that, you know. Years of work. The brother used to be selling on the street and now he has an empire. The store, renting out office spaces, apartments, plus a shoe factory. And I'm telling you, as since we are speaking business, and one of these days we will do an interview with him for this program, this is an example to us as Black people in this community. He's one of the few, and it's hard to even think of another that has survived the business environment in Antigua. He's swimming in a sea of sharks from Syria, from Lebanon, from China, and these people that come around here from since I was a little child, they would get all the concessions, duty free, this and that. And the good brother had to pull himself up by his own bootstraps. Imagine that. To still be alive today in the business world. And according to our culture, we're not taught to support ourselves. And this is what we're promoting here. So here you have Top Ranking Limited footwear. As I said, you have the boots, you have your shoes, your dress shoes, you have the shoes for the sisters, you have you have shoes for nurses. You could get it in white, you know, many different varieties. And one of these days I'm going to carry right into the workshop and you could see how everything is prepared, you know. So you definitely, I'm sure, you know how to contact Brother Nathaniel Maynard, who is the president, the CEO, the founder of Top Ranking. He's Top Ranking himself. That's Brother Nathaniel Maynard. And all the information will be there. And area code 12687880040. And if you want to, you know, order the shoes wholesale, you can WhatsApp him too. If you want to order something that you see wholesale and you know, retail them wherever you are, for sure you will get a wonderful price. You could take it from me. Just contact the brother. If you're ordering it retail, like you want a pair of the works for yourself, just contact him and he for sure will get it shipped to you. Well, my brothers and sisters, I think our time is fast spent this evening. I'm very thankful for those who have been with us. Remember, for sure, you know, give thanks to Brother Prophet Daniel of R7 Designs, who, you know, has contributed to the program. Make sure you contact him, and make sure you also contact the Honorable Priest Kailash Leons and get some more information as it refers to or relates to the rejuvenation hike that he will be having. I keep saying hike because our hike is the hike, which is the 21st day of June, but you know about that. And of course, the Cosmic Series. Show of hands. How many people have not received the Cosmic Series as yet? That's a lot. So for sure, you need to get the Cosmic Series. 4-part program directly dealing with the heavens declare the glory of God, you know, the Cosmic Series. And while you're at it, but before at it, you may not understand what the Cosmic Series is about. Astronomy meets theology. This is a 4-part lecture series, PowerPoint presentation, where we took the time to explain in detail how the movements of the heavens relate to the concept of God. You know? And without me going into all of that, we have placed the 3rd part of the Cosmic series on our YouTube channel, so you can check it out for yourself. The third part of the Cosmic series, we have it on our YouTube channel. And in fact, we did a program just a few days ago. Is the black woman really God, or is the black woman God? And we took just a small excerpt from the fourth part of the Cosmic series, which has to do with the black hole and the black woman, you know. So obviously, I mean, I don't think I have to dangle no carrot in front of your face, but if you sit and watch any one of these episodes that I just highlighted to you, you will see the value of the Cosmic series, and I'm sure you want to get the whole series. The series is only 100 United States currency dollars. Only 100 United States currency dollars for such information which is priceless. And while you're at it, why not get the book Anu, Ancient and Modern, if you have not received a copy. Ancient and Modern, that goes into Greencastle Hill and also the Spirit of Antigua. And of course, the true biblical land of Israel. Yeah, the mighty true biblical land of Israel. I have to do a program on that college that contacted me, and they didn't say they will accept the challenge. I think they said they will get back to me, but trust me. I mean, I gotta give them respect. I've been issuing this challenge for years, and just a response, man. But anyway, I don't want to go too deep. When that program comes, you get into that. Make sure you get the Night of the Black Tiger as well. And of course, subscribe to the Shock of the Hour, which is our nightly produced program, the Shock of the Hour. You know, an hour or more of a lot of shocking information and inspiration, man. You know how we do it. You know, Tiger's Nest, mystic vibration all the way. Give thanks for your presence, my brothers and sisters. So yeah, this is mind your business. So you need to mind your business. And as I said, send me some of your businesses so I can mind your business for you and send out the word and let everybody know what you're doing. Tell me about it, you know. Yeah, the testimony, as they say. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. I hope you all have a wonderful and productive, you know, until I see you again. Holy Emmanuel eyes, Lassie eye, Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks. I said love, 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 love.
Daily. Smell it. So this is a guava tree. Right, so that's the moringa tree. Right here. So it's important that when you prepare your food, you prepare it in color. The color actually allows you to have a creative experience.
Alafia to each and every one. Salamta and blessed love. Honorable Priest Isaac here. It is with great joy that I am happy to announce to you that I have officially released my first ebook, Anu, Ancient and Modern, Revisited. This is the continuation process of our easy-to-read books. Within the pages of Anu, Ancient and Modern Revisited, we take the time to show you the spiritual connection with the island of Antigua and Heliopolis in Kemet in Egypt, with the island of Antigua and the legendary continent of Atlantis. We also highlight Greencastle Hill, also known as Mount Anu, which is known as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, with the countless of megaliths that align with the movement of the heavens. This is a must-read for all those who are students of the esoteric realms, astronomy, geology, and ancient sites. Of course, to get a copy of your book, all you have to do is to contact us at area code 1268-728-3162. Call, text, or even WhatsApp. Or you can email us at priestisaac27@gmail.com to get a copy of your ebook and Ancient and Modern. It is an easy to read book, may appear light, but it is extremely heavy. Yes, it does. Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God.